Incoming, Hoka Mach 6. Welcome and welcome back to Gear Up, a Marnie on the Move podcast series where I, Marnie Sellup, review and recommend all kinds of gear from the worlds of running, triathlon, cycling, and wellness. All the things I love when I'm not recording the Marnie on the Move podcast. I'm a recreational runner, an age group triathlete, an avid cyclist, and a wellness biohacker. I love exploring and trying new things when it comes to wellness. When it comes to running and triathlon, I'm definitely out there doing my best, trying my hardest, but I also don't take myself that seriously. I'm not competing to be top 3 in my age group anymore. I used to when I first started. And when it comes to running, I'm a heel striker. I love it. I'm out there having fun. I like to be faster. I'm not always faster. It just depends on the run, it depends on the day, it depends on the time of year. I've been doing triathlon, cycling, and running events for nearly 2 decades. And I've got to say, I've done about 25 to 30 half marathons. I've done 1 marathon. I was supposed to do another marathon this year, but as luck would have it, I just recently sprained my ankle. But I plan to get into the marathon world for 2025. Hopefully I can get into some spring marathons and races and do some summer events and get back to my usual 70.3 distance triathlon. For now, I'm doing shorter runs, swimming, cycling, and kind of just dialing in here to test the shoes and have fun. I might even add some centuries to my list this year. Here on Gear Up, I talk a lot about running shoes. And when I do talk about running shoes, I talk about them from the perspective of both a triathlete and a runner. So over here on Gear Up, you're gonna hear about what it's like to run in the same pair of shoes you might just do a marathon in off the bike. Because in triathlon, you either are doing a 56-mile bike ride or a 112-mile bike ride, and then you have to get off the bike and slide into a pair of running shoes and then run. And your legs are basically dead. They're shot. And so between having already done a swim and a bike ride, and now you're gonna try to put on a pair of shoes and then run in them, it's a very different experience than waking up in the morning, lacing up your shoes and going out for a run. And even if it's a race, it's just a totally different thing. So that's what I'm bringing to the mix over here on my running shoe reviews. But we also on Gear Up have lots of great reviews about cycling shoes, helmets, wheels, bikes, triathlon stuff, triathlon races, gear, swimming goggles, and of course the latest and greatest in all things wellness. All right, let's get into the Hoka Mach 6. My experience with the Hoka Mach 6 has been amazing. I absolutely love these shoes, and I'm gonna tell you why. But first, when I got these shoes, I was totally disappointed. They did not feel anything like the Mach 4 or the Mach 5, which prior to trying the Mach 6, they were my favorite shoes. The Mach 5 were my favorite shoes. I feel like the Mach 6 is a much bouncier version of the Mach X. So when I got the Mach X, they weren't my favorite shoes either. But what I liked about the Mach X shoe was that it had a great amount of cushion, but it was a little bit too flat for me in terms of running, because I like a lot of bounce. So when I tried the Mach 6, it kind of brought those two things together. And what I loved about the Mach 5 was that it had great energy return. It didn't have a big cushion, but it was still enough energy return that it made me feel great running in the shoes for whether it was a half marathon. And they're not carbon plated. So it's a great daily trainer just for anyone. Back to the Hoka Mach 6. I've logged 30 miles in this shoe. I've done everything from short 5-mile runs to running on the treadmill to doing half marathon training with them to 10, 15-mile runs. And it's a really solid daily trainer. And I actually did a race in it. So when I wear the Mach 6, it's my new sort of safety shoe. If I'm not feeling great, you know, even before I sprained my ankle, when I sprained it the first time, I took them out for a run because they have great support, great stability. They're not a stability shoe, but they also have energy. So it's like a solid, reliable shoe that has great energy that is good for everyday runs. The Mach 6 is one of my new go-tos for daily training and daily runs of all distances. Just to give you some context, the other shoe that I ran in for like 10 years that I felt was an amazing shoe were the Brooks Ghosts, and the Hoka Mach 6 reminds me a little bit of the Brooks Ghosts. They're nothing alike, but from the perspective of just being a great daily trainer that you can rely on, and I'm sure you could do a marathon in them, they just hold up for the distance. And so I don't really run in the Brooks Ghosts anymore. I tend to run in either the Hoka Mach 6, or I also really like the Nike Pegasus 41. Anyway, back to the Hoka Mach 6. These are my new go-to shoes for daily training and running if I want a little extra bounce and I want to feel like I'm in a solid shoe. Let's talk about the Hoka Mach 6 off the bike, because this is also a really great triathlon shoe. Now, if you're racing, you might want a different shoe. You might want more of a race shoe if you're looking to PR, if you want to get some seriously fast times. But as far as just having a good old-fashioned awesome shoe, the Mach 6 is amazing. It's a great shoe off the bike. I think if you're just going out there to have fun and you're doing a triathlon and you want something that's going to be comfortable for the entire distance, whether it's you're doing a half or a full or an Olympic, the Mach 6 would be a great addition to your shoe quiver. Let's talk tech specs. The Mach 6 is built for joyful performance and ready to race. As I said, you can race in these, but I think it's just more for having a great everyday enjoyable run. The Mach 6 features an upgraded single-layer supercritical EVA midsole. The Mach 6 is the lightest and most responsive Mach to date, and that's exactly what I felt running in them. Hoka added a strategic rubber outsole, which provides more grip and durability on the road. Also what I experienced. There's a dual internal gusset, which mitigates tongue migration. The Creel Jacquard upper is engineered for zonal breathability. There's a supercritical foam midsole, which is light and resilient for a fast underfoot feel. The Hoka Mach 6 women's size 8 weighs 6.7 ounces. The men's weighs 8.2 ounces. And the stack height is 35 over 30 for the women's and 37 over 32 for the men's. The MSRP, or the retail price for these shoes, is $140. So again, great for your daily trainer. The Hoka Mach 6 comes in a variety of colors for women and men. All in, the Hoka Mach 6 is a great everyday trainer if you're looking for some stability, some bounce, and just an overall great daily trainer. All right, catch you on the next episode. See you soon. If you like what you hear, if you like what you see, don't forget, hit us up in the comments. Let me know what you think about the Hoka Mach 6. If you've run in them, if you like them, what your favorite daily trainer is versus your favorite race shoe, and what you like to run in off the bike. Let me know what you think in the comments. Also, don't forget, listen to the Marnie on the Move podcast on anywhere you get your podcasts, and also you can watch it here on YouTube. See you next time. Over and out. Thanks again.